A very pleasant good day, my beloved brothers and sisters in Christ and outside the body of Christ. Well, once again, this is your Christian brother, Eric Braxton, speaking to you all from his beloved country, Trinidad and Tobago, the land of my nativity, the land of my birth, Trinidad and Tobago, this wonderful island country that is in the blue Caribbean Sea. In the month of August 2020. Brothers and sisters, I was watching a video on the atheist experience shows in Dallas, Texas, with my atheist sister, Janet Bell, and Matt Dunlealty, and Jean Alrich, a new lad that is on the show, a new girl is on the show, and the discussion was about prayers in the school. We need prayers in our schools today. And not only in our school, but in our home, in our town, in our village, in our city, in our country, and in the rural areas and urban places. We need prayers everywhere in our nation, in our country. The school children need to pray in their schools, whether America is a Christian nation or not a Christian nation. And whether America was a Christian nation, but they have turned away from God, they need to return back to God. Or whether America was never a Christian nation, they need to become one now, as more and never before. And all nations need to become Christian nation. But you all will say that Eric Braxton is contradicting himself. In that Christian school, other people of other faith are invited to go there. And if other people of other faith are invited to go there, like the Hindus, the Hindu, the Buddhists, and all these things, then they have the different doctrine. Will they allow to pray there? And in the religious schools in America, of course, the Buddhists, the Muslims, and them will pray. And the Christians will pray in their school. Are they praying to the same God? Of course not. Because all these doctrines are not of the same God, brothers and sisters. But there is a true God. All men are not serving him now. But in the future, when he come again, Jesus Christ, all mankind will acknowledge him as the true God, Jesus Christ. But be as it is now, my brothers and sisters. I want you to know Janet Bells and Gina Alrich and Magdalene Dalty and all of you on the atheist show. We need to pray everywhere. We need to pray to the true God. And the children need to pray. They need to pray when they go to school. They need to put their trust in God. I know in American dollar, in God we trust. Yes, yes. And even self, that word was not an American dollar, in God we trust. The Bible tells us we need to trust in God. Because if you read the 150 Psalms, mostly in all the 150 Psalms, you hear David saying, trust in God, I will trust in God. And there are those and the other few people who wrote other Psalms, I will trust in God. So God wants each man, boy, and girl that He creates and bring into this world for His divine purpose to trust in Him, to trust in God. So yes, each and every one, the whole of mankind, need to trust in the Creator God, brothers and sisters. But we know that all men is not trusting in God. Men are trusting in themselves, in their wealth, in the big house, in the fancy car, in the institution, in different philosophy, in different things. Right? Right, brothers and sisters? Right, brothers and sisters? And we know the church of Satan and the temple of Satan, all of them trust in Satan. They do not trust in God. And they're openly saying that. So you see the contradiction, brothers and sisters. And I know that you all know that, brothers, because all that information that I just mentioned about the church of Satan and the temple of Satan, it is in the public domain on the internet for one and all to see. So don't say I making up lie, brothers and sisters. All right. And that's stating the facts how it is. So yes, let us come back to prayer. When that little boy and girl leave home to go to school, they need to pray to God. They need to read the Bible. When they go to school, they need to pray more. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. And if they do that, They will have respect to the teachers. They will not fight with the teachers. They will not fight with the other boys and girls in school. Why? Because the Bible says that the Bible will teach a little boy and girl to love one another. But you see, if the little boy, in spite his mother is a Christian, his father is not a Christian, right? And he's not praying. When his mother and father teach him to pray, and he's not praying. And when he go to school, the teacher tell him to pray, and he doesn't want to pray. When time for recess, and the children are in the yard playing, you see that little boy, that little girl, they will be fighting with one another. Why? Because they wasn't praying. But the little boy and girl who are following mommy and daddy and the pastor in church who are teaching them to pray, and he are praying for the pastor to see and praying for his mother and father to see, when he's in the schoolyard, he will not be fighting. What he will be doing, brothers and sisters, he will be playing that wonderful play with the other boys and girls. And whilst he is playing, unknown to him, the principal and the teachers are watching through the window, seeing how he is conducting himself, he or she, in a disciplined manner, playing with the other girl. And while he's there playing, a little boy might fall, a little girl might fall on the ground. He stretches hand and he pull up that little girl, that little boy. Ah, the teachers and them a smile from a distance. Oh, yes, he's on the right track, because they appreciate that from that little boy and that little girl, unaware that the principal and the teachers was watching him, because they welcome him. They welcome what he is doing. But the little boy, the naughty boy, who are not praying, and that naughty girl in school that is not praying, from time to time you will find themselves doing all sorts of naughty things in the school, cursing the teacher, not showing respect to the principal, fighting with a little boy like themselves, fighting with the little girl as themselves. Why? Because they are not praying. So you see the importance of prayer. The little boy and girl must pray at home and pray in school. Oh yes, oh yes. So we need that prayer in our lives each day. Not only in the school, but in our home, in our town, in our village, in the countryside, in the rural areas, in the urban areas, in the city, wherever we are in the nation, in the country, in that kingdom, in that province, in that community. We need to pray everywhere to the true God, because He teaches us to pray. Yes, and remember, Jesus Christ taught His 12 disciples to pray, because He Himself used to go in the mountain and pray. And He came to us and tell Him, teach us how to pray. And of course, He teach them how to pray. But you all atheists, that is on the Atheist Show in Dallas, Texas. Jenny Bell, my sister, Eric Murphy, and the newcomer on the show that is co-hosting along with Matt Donald, Jenny Alrich. You all are not praying, because first you all believe there is no God. So how can you all pray? Because you all say no, God doesn't exist. And you all believe in evolution and the Big Bang Theory with natural selection. And man come from monkey, all these false philosophy. And you all have denied the inspired words of God and saying Jesus Christ and died on the cross. There is no flood. The children of Israel never come out of Egypt. What the Bible is saying is a make-up story. The Bible is not real. And you all are lamp-blasting and criticizing and mocking the scriptures. And I'm saying that the God of the Bible supports slavery, and that He's not an intelligent God. Oh yes, and saying all sorts of things to belittle God, to make God to try to make God look like a fool, and saying that if when God created Lucifer and his angels, did He know that Lucifer that rebelled and caused all this chaos in the world? Then why did He create Lucifer if He is God and He is all knowing? Did He perceive and know that if He do that, create Lucifer that do that? Why He didn't stop it by not creating them? So you all bring all these examples to belittle God and say, oh, God is not wise, God is not intelligent. Because if He was wise and intelligent, did He want a perfect world? Well, He didn't get one, because what Lucifer is doing. And since He is all wise, He should have foreseen that and stopped that, and so not prevent that. So you all bring up all these nonsensical, foolish arguments to belittle God and say God is not wise at the day. All these things you all are doing on the atheist show, because you all do not understand the Bible, do not understand the purpose of God, and do not understand what is taking place in the world. My heart goes out to you all, because I'm reaching out to you all, of course, with my Christian right hand of fellowship, teaching you all that, my brothers and sisters. Let me remind you all once again that I am only a little Christian brother, Eric Braxton, way down in Trinidad and Tobago. I'm recording this video, teaching all of you all that on the atheist show. You, Jenny Bell, you, Eric Murphy, you, Jean Alrich, and you, Matt Donald Dalty, you, Seth Andrew, and you, Aaron Ra. All of you all. I'm teaching all of you all that on the atheist show. Whether you all accept, of course, I want you all to accept what I say, but I know you all are rejecting what I said because it looked like you all have taken. In case, let me leave that. But the point is, you all continue on the road of atheism, on that negative experience, because there's nothing positive about atheism. Because Psalms 14 is hanging over all their head, and I will keep on reminding you all that from day to day. Every time I make a video, the fool in his heart say there's no God. And since you all believe no God doesn't exist, well then that Psalms is hanging over your head. You all are saying that Eric Braxton are saying these things to hurt you all. No, God says that. God said that. And he inspired David to say that. And you see, it did not apply to the Jews only, it applied to man everywhere. Uh-huh. So brothers and sisters, that's the fact of the matter. But you Psalms 14 don't have to be hanging over all their head all the time. There are many people who didn't believe in God. But at that time, then when they didn't believe in God, Psalms 14 was hanging over their head. But now they have accepted Christ. They have become Christians. Now they are preaching the Bible. Psalms 14 are not hanging over their head again. They have freed themselves from that. You see, brothers and sisters, so long as you're in the gutter, you have to remain in the gutter. You could come out of the gutter, my dear brother. That predicament that you all was in, that fortunate situation that you all are in, now that gross ignorance that you all are in. Of course, Jesus Christ is a deliverer, and he will deliver you all out of that mess that you all are in. That don't mean to say you are in the pig pen, you have to remain there forever. Look, the prodigal son was in the pig pen for a time. But he removed away from the pig pen, and where he find himself back in the palace where he belongs. Brothers and sisters, at home with his father, eating lamb, ham, and jam after all. And the fattest cow there is there for him to kill at any time and have that feast and to enjoy himself in the family, brothers and sisters. Because he went back home, according to the parable, brothers and sisters. Because when he was in the pig pen, did he say, lift up his, in my father's house, there's so much abundance for me. You see? And he went back home and to be part of taker of that abundance that you run away from, brothers and sisters. So you see, brothers and sisters, you can leave the pig and the mess and come out of it, brothers and sisters. Those who want to stay there and be part of the pig and the mess, well, unfortunately for them, unfortunately for them, unfortunately for them, they will have to blame themselves. They will have to blame themselves. Mm-hmm. Because why is that there? Why is they are there? They are seeing the door is opening and they seeing the pig. That is not messy state. He, the pig of himself, is going out and eating the large grass and coming back in the in the pig pen. But he wants to stay in the pig pen and don't want to come out like the pig or jump over the door. But he don't want to jump over the door. Look, the pig pen door that's slam open. He don't want to walk out. He wants to stay in that mess like the pig. Like if he born there. You see, that is the unfortunate position that some people is. Sadly to say that, but that's the reality of it. Having said so, brothers and sisters, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not insulting anyone, but I'm keeping it real as they see, right? So you all up in Texas, Dallas, Texas, and this only applies to you all in the atheist community all over the world who will happen to see this video on the internet and the World Wide Web in the atheist community, wheresoever you all are, all over the world. This message for you all. This message is for you all. Why am I recording this video? I recording this video to point out these facts to you all. That God created us to pray to Him and to sing songs of praise unto Him because the angels are worshiping God. God created us to worship Him, to adore Him, to glorify Him. And part of that is praying to God, communicating with God. But you all atheists have found all yourself in an unfortunate situation. Why is you all are talking about Christian praying to God and Christian schools and Muslim schools and Hindu school, and you all know that Hindus are praying to the different gods and the Muslims are praying to the God. You all yourself is not praying to no one, because in fact you all say there's no God to pray to, right? But the point is, even some the Hindus or the Buddhists are praying to their God. That don't mean to say it's the true God they're praying to, because I told you all there's one true God. So you see the contradiction amongst what is taking place on the earth. But I always say, finally, when Jesus Christ comes, all mankind will acknowledge he's the true God. But right now, people are ignorant of who is the true God, because some saying Buddha is the true God, eh, Shiva is the true God. Some people, you know, and other people of different faiths teach that they are different gods, right? And they believe in different gods. And of course, the Christian teach that Jesus Christ is the true God. He is the true God, but not everybody acknowledge him as the true God. You understand, brothers and sisters? Because some people teach that all religion is of God. You see, brothers and sisters, because of the different, this shows the level of confusion that mankind is in. And some people teach that there are many roads that lead to God and all these things, and there are many pathways to God and all these things. You all heard it, you all know that the Hindu philosophy teaches things, brothers and sisters. But are these things true? So you see, brothers and sisters, I'm just mentioning these things to show the confusion state that the world is in today, and people are so confused. That's why there are all millions of religions and doctrines and philosophy that man is following. But ultimately, when Jesus Christ returned back to the earth, all men will acknowledge him as the true God. Yes, the time will come. The time will come for that. The time will come for that because it is mentioned in the Bible. But before that time comes, we know that the Christians will be proclaiming that they are serving the true God. And everybody of other faith will be teaching that they are serving the true God. That's the reality about it now, right? But that time will come when all mankind will know who's the true God, brothers and sisters. Yes, that time will come. It's right in the Bible, that time will come. The 14th chapter of Zechariah teaches us that. Read it for yourself, brothers and sisters. And in the book of Revelation also, and in many parts of the scriptures, brothers and sisters, brothers and sisters. So, 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 So I want you, all of you all to know that in Dallas, Texas, that I, Eric Braxton, will be praying for you all. It's true I don't really pray for you, mention you all always in my prayer. But every time I remember you all, I will add you all to my prayer. And I will try my best every time I pray to remember you all. I will try not to forget all my atheist brothers and sisters in Dallas, Texas, and wheresoever you all are, all over the world. I do not want you all to remain in that atheist state. I want you all, of course, my wish and my desire is that you all renounce atheism in the quickest, shortest possible time and return to the Bible and return to God and get converted and become Christians. Oh, this is my dearest wish that will happen. And I do not want you all to boast in all your chest that you all are atheists and feel that you all are it when you all are not it, and be holding on to atheism and boasting all your chest and saying that the Christians are on the false path and you all are on the true path. You see, when you all is engaging in that ignorance, you all are only fooling all yourself at the end of the day. We the Christian know that you all are on the wrong path and the true Christian on the right path. Hmm? We know that and we have pointed out that to you all. But you all are rejecting what we are saying and saying that you all are on the right path. 24 years, you all are on the atheist show, the atheist experience. And how much videos that you all have put out on the atheist show? Nearly 3,000 or 4,000 videos on the atheist show. And you all have recruited, of course, many thousands of people to join you all, the atheist community. And a lot of Christians who have grown up in that Christian background are rejecting Christianity, even from pastors and Ministers are rejecting the Bible and now joining joining atheism and coming down in Dallas, Texas, and joining you all. And atheists and Christians from all parts of the world are leaving Christianity and joining atheism because of what you all are teaching people on the atheist show. Yes, people are joining you all. You all are convincing a lot of people. Yes, a lot of people are becoming atheists because of what you all are teaching them. I know that, and many people know that. Yes, but are you all doing the right thing at the end of the day? The answer is no. Are you? And before I come to the end, let me teach you all something. As I said, the physical creation with the intelligent design in the heavens and on the earth, the physical intelligent design with the and plus the moon and the stars, that is the heavenly body, all these things are the proof that God exists. So the physical universe with the intelligent design show you that the intelligent design did not come about by itself. It is a intelligent mind, a person who create these things, and that is the proof that God exists. So we the Christians who accept that God exists and accept the Bible that God exists. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and He created the fishes, and He created the moon, and He created the stars, and He divided the day from the night, and He called the day the day coming from the light that comes from the Sunday, and the darkness night, as in the book of Genesis. We accept that. We accept that. We are in 100% unique position because that is the proof that God exists. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls all over the world, I can boldly say to you all that all the true Christians have the evidence in the hand, which is the Holy Bible and God Himself, that the physical creation is the proof that God exists with all the intelligent design. That is the evidence. But unfortunately, Matt Donaldaldi, Seth Andrew, and Aaron Ra, and Jenny Bell, and Eric Murphy, and the newcomer, my dear sister, um, Jean Alrich, you all have no evidence in all your hand to prove that God doesn't exist. Once again, we the Christian have the evidence that God exists because of the physical creation with all this intelligent design. But unfortunately, on all your part, all you have no evidence to prove that God doesn't exist. We are producing the evidence that God exists. But you all on the ATA show with all your 3,000 videos and all the people who have called you all and all the people who have joined you all in all the atheist experience, you all haven't produced 1 inch of evidence to prove that God doesn't exist. So that's the unfortunate position that all of you all are in. And this is what I'm preaching and this is what I'm teaching you all. That's the hardcore reality about it. That's the hardcore reality about it. You all are saying, you all accept the moon, the stars, the planet, all these things, but you all are saying this, in spite it is intelligent design, or the intelligent design form itself and create itself. Oh, but Jenny Bell, I mean, my dear new sister on the show, um, Jean Alrich, I have a nice shortwave radio in my hand. Let me show it, my dear. I have a nice shortwave radio in my hand. You see the nice shortwave radio? You see it? You see it? You see the shortwave radio? Right. I buy it for $139. If I come and tell you, my dear sister, you see this radio with all the design in it, on its intelligent design, my dear sister, you will say yes. Right. But if I tell you, no one did not create the radio, it formed itself, you will laugh me and want to knock me down on the ground. And and even if you do that, you're quite right to do me that, because I'll be telling you a lie, because you know that the people intelligently designed that and they make this radio, and it was a mind behind it, a person, right? You accept that one, okay? But when I tell you that the moon was intelligently designed, that's as a radio, you reject that and say that one form itself in spite of intelligent design, but you accept this one that is intelligent, the radio. You see the contradiction that you all are in? I am saying all is intelligently designed. The fan is intelligently designed. because there's a mind behind it. The radio is intelligently designed because there's a mind behind it. The moon, the stars, the planet, the trees, the animals with the biological makeup is intelligently designed. The fishes in the sea with all the different patterns, with all the different fishes. This fish will have a blue pattern. This one have a yellow pattern. The snake have a different pattern going. So our next species of snake have a different stripes going. So all those things are intelligently designed. Yes, and the submarine and the plane and the helicopter. Yes, and the cars and the engine and the computer, all is intelligently designed because these things was intelligently put together and fashioned by a mind, by a human being. Yes, I mean the earthly thing, the physical thing, the computer, the plane, and all these things, and man that made that, and they intelligently design it. But the same with the moon, the stars, the planet, the grass, the trees, the fishes, the insect, God created these things and designed these things. And the same way how the radio and the computer didn't form itself, the same way how the trees and the snake did not form itself. Someone made these things, so, and that one is God. And we see He do that in the book of Genesis. And God created the plant, and God created the animal, and God created the stars, and God created the planet. But you all reject that one. You see, that is the unfortunate position that you all are in. And that's why I'm pointing out to you all. And you all are saying that is not evidence. Well, that's the evidence. That's the evidence that God exists. But you all are not seeing it as evidence. That's the evidence of proof that God exists, my dear brothers and sisters. So once again, I, Eric Braxton, could assure you all that all what you all are teaching and preaching on the atheist show, you all are teaching the people the wrong thing. Unfortunately, they say that, but that's the truth. You all are teaching the people the wrong thing. And that analogy, you said that you, by you living your life, you will make the world a better world. The life that you live in, you cannot make this world a better world by that. Because you saying the drag queen and them is nothing wrong with that. You are saying that if two men come together and they want to have a romantic relationship by having sex, that means if two women come together and want to have a romantic relationship and have sex, nothing wrong with that. Well, you can make the world a better world with that. Then you are saying in effect that if a man want to have a romantic evening with a sheep to have sex with the sheep, yeah. And if a woman want to have a romantic evening to have sex with a goat, she can have sex with a goat. That's what you are saying in effect. And what you are teaching there, you cannot bring about a better world by that false teaching. So I just want to mention it to you. That's what you're going to teach in the school and teach your little boys and girls who are growing up when they expect you to be that good role model. And you want to say you want to make this better world. You cannot make this world a better world by these teachings and things that you are saying, my dear friend. You have it all wrong. You have it mixed up. You have the cat before the horse, my dear friend. This is what a little Christian brother in Trinidad and Tobago, in the Western world, in the Caribbean, in Trinidad and Tobago, are teaching all of you all and sundry, everywhere. Not only in the atheist community in Dallas, Texas, but all over the world. This is what this little Christian boy is about. This is what I'm teaching you all. And I want you all to rally to this understanding. Yes, and to come to that understanding. And the only how that you all will come to that is by reading the Bible, the Holy Bible, and accepting the Bible as the words of God by faith from Genesis to Revelation, the original King James Bible. Yes. Then you all will see that all what I'm mentioning and teaching you all along in this previous pre-recorded video, you all will see that what Eric Braxton is teaching you all is right in the scriptures. Yes. What I'm teaching you all and mentioning to you all. You all will say Eric Braxton is putting out his best effort to force Christianity down the throat, and he seems like he's not getting through. Well, these videos will be a witness towards you all. Whether you all reject what I say and doesn't convert to Christianity, it will be a witness to all of you all that Eric Braxton did make some few videos and tell you all the facts how it is of the matter, how it is. And I will end on that note. And we'll leave the rest for another time in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. Amen and amen. Shalom, peace in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. Amen.